welcome to the first episode of Let Me Talk. On Let Me Talk, you can expect us to talk about hot topics in soccer.
If you haven't seen our trailer yet, check it out here. Just to recap, my name is Vignesh, and I'm a Man United fan.
My name is Muni, and I'm a Chelsea fan.
My name is Chris, and I'm a Man United fan.
My name is Laksh, and I'm the shit stirrer on this channel. Hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Let Me Talk.
Let me talk! Let me talk! Let me talk!
Reflecting on how well Liverpool have played this season, can they become a dynasty like Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United? And if not, how can they become that dynasty?
So I don't think Liverpool can become a dynasty like Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United, mostly because like United in a 20-year span with Sir Alex Ferguson won 13 titles, and I mean to replicate that is like near impossible. But I think it's like in Liverpool's perspective, like they've already had this team has been together for I think 2-3 years now, and they've won one title, so they're already off track for what Sir Alex Ferguson did achieve with United. And I don't think they have. I mean, I know people say they have depth. I don't really see like Harvey Elliott as like depth. Like Minamino or Origi as like depth in the front line. And if you look at United's team, like it wasn't the same team for like 13 years. Like they had Keane, Scholes, Giggs, Beckham, and then like if you look like 10 years later, they have Rooney, Ronaldo. So like it changes over time, and it doesn't look like Liverpool are making any new buys that are going to keep them as good as they are now. So I don't see them. I mean, I think they can win another 2 or 3 titles maybe. But I think after that, they're going to go back to how they were before.
Yeah, so I feel like, with the current team they have, a couple more years, they can win like a couple of titles, whether it's Prem, whether it's Champions League or, Capital Cup or FA Cup. But after those couple of years, I mean, I don't think they're just going to be that like dominant side, because you could see already this season, some teams have managed to, like withstand them and, find their cracks. And, their offense is like what's like sets them apart. I feel like the offense is really good, but those guys, they don't have like, it's just such a set in offense that like, I feel like, in my opinion, I don't know if anybody can come in like replace that offense with the chemistry we had and they had. And we saw against Everton that day where, one of Salah wasn't playing and they like kind of struggled offensively in terms of, producing. So I feel like this team has like a couple more years, but I don't think they have enough to become a dynasty, because you also got to look into other teams as well. And, for me, Pep's side is, in my opinion, stronger than Liverpool's side. It's just, their defense has been like kind of suspect with Fernandinho, but they're going to get replacements because Fernandinho is getting old. And, Laporte's been injured out of like this whole season, like on and off. I personally think this Pep team is more like stronger. It's just that this year they haven't been able to, be as consistent as Liverpool. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, just to tack on to what Chris said, I think like the attacking depth, if you look at like the previous dynasties, so like United with like Chicha coming on and getting a last minute goal to like nick 3 points, or like Pedro for Barca, I think Pep made him into have like a fruitful season. So I think like 20 plus goals, like his best season. I just think that like Liverpool lacked that. And then like as the front three starts like touch 30, 31, they just can't produce. And I think like Origi's great, but I don't think he covers the amount of points that they're going to need to salvage if they want to be a dynasty.
Yeah. Sorry. So one thing is, it's just that on that, I feel like as far as their back line goes, I think they have like a prominent future because all of them are quite young. But yeah, once that front three is just, I feel like that front three will have like an expiry date, and then they won't start doing well.
I'll play devil's advocate here, but here's my thing. So I completely get what all you're saying. That's true and all of that. But if you think about the front three, Klopp made those three. No one knew about those three before Klopp. It wasn't like he signed a superstar and came. I'm just saying, do you think Klopp is such a good manager? I'm not saying he's better than Sir Alex Ferguson, but Sir Alex Ferguson was known to be probably the best man manager. Do you think he could be such a good man manager that he could get a new front three, right, and develop them into the like the Salah, Mane, Firmino now, like another
Yeah,
set.
see, this is the thing with like this is my thing. Salah, he made like an instant impact as soon as he came to the league, right? He scored like 31 goals, like broke the record. So you'll get, occasionally. I mean, in terms of Salah, he only had one season with Klopp. But in terms of like Firmino and Mane, they both like it took them a couple of seasons. But I mean, to like become where they are right now, right? So I feel like man management is good, but like it had. I think only time will tell how good he will be with a different squad, like different players. Because right now, I feel like as if like maybe it'll take some time for Minamino to but he hasn't really like caught foot on this team, and he's a new player that came in to essentially strengthen their squad, but so far he hasn't done like anything extraordinary. So it depends.
I
Yeah, I
also
just
think
think to
like
like second that. Like I heard like Rio talking like in one interview that like in terms of like man management, like Sir Alex, like there was no one like him. Like it was just like Sunday football type shit.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then that, like with Pep, that it's like algebra, like with a possession, like he just sees it better than anyone else. I just think like that's a good opinion because like I don't think there will ever be like another man manager like obviously as good as Sir Alex. And I think that like Pep's man management is like really underrated because he actually does grow players. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
people respect him for that.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Christian,
completely agree.
your thoughts
I
on
mean,
that?
the only thing I would say is like if you looked at Dortmund, he had like similar kind of situation there. So he had Lewandowski, Royce, and Gutson. They were like his front three. So they won a title for I think 2 years in a row. But then like I think money kicks in, and the bigger clubs like Bayern or in this case City are gonna like take over eventually because he just doesn't. I don't think he has enough funds compared to teams like City or even United or Chelsea, who I feel like are on the rise, especially for next year. So I don't see, and like this year, you looked at it like the rest of the Prem didn't do as well as they normally do. Like the top four, the relegation teams, like
yeah.
the threshold to get into the Champions League is like usually a much higher. You need more points than what teams are at now. So it was much weak. They dominated this year. Like I'm not going to take that away from them, but I don't think they're going to dominate like they did this year, next year. And I think that increase in competition, maybe a different team would kind of take over.
Yeah, just the like last thing I would say on that. I completely agree with all of what you guys are saying. Those are all valid points. But I still want to say I'm not saying Liverpool are going to go 10-year, 20-year, maybe dynasty. They can't do that. But I still think they can do a Chelsea when Mourinho came in, right? Like a 5-6 year good period, right? Like look at Liverpool. I know you're saying the competition was poor for top four. They finished on 97 points if I'm not wrong last year, and they're on track to hit 108, break the record. Right, and yeah, everyone says, and I completely agree. Everyone says like the level of quality this year in the Prem has been low, but Liverpool, even if the Prem quality was good, Liverpool would still exceed above all of them. Like the Centurions team hit exactly 100 with Man City. They're gonna beat it by 7 whole points. That's basically like 3 games worth of points. So I just feel like Liverpool's consistency is like crazy. They've lost 1 game. Yeah, it's fair. They've drawn 2. Yeah. I just feel like their team is so. I don't think I've personally seen. I know City are really good. I agree with you guys saying that City play better, right? I think Liverpool as a team work together better, but City play better. But don't you think that Liverpool's consistency is like better?
See, my thing is like I feel like for me, it was more like the reason why Liverpool played so well this year is, they. It's because I feel like it all stemmed from the Champions League loss, and ever since then, like when they got like out of the Champions League, they picked up their levels like even more, and they played like every game. Like Pepe was even saying about it, like in the interview, like they played every game as if it was their last game, so they had like a point to prove. But the only reason why I don't think Liverpool is gonna be a dominant force is because City is there, and that's the only reason why I don't think they're gonna be a dominant force.
And Vinny, just to talk on the consistency, I just think that like if you look at like the Sir Alex like team and just like his teams in general, I think like obviously like Arsenal was there, that was a big competitor, and then like Chelsea when they first came in with like Ancelotti. But I just think that like for Liverpool, this consistency this year there was 2 or 3 games they shouldn't have got the points. I don't think it's gonna happen again. On top of that, you can't have a run again without having more than one rival. I feel like with Chelsea like bolstering their attack, I feel like they'll actually like pose a threat next season.
Completely fair. No, completely fair.
And also on United as well.
Maybe. I still being a United fan, I see what you're saying. I still think we're quite far. We're starting to play well, but we're still quite far from Liverpool level. But yeah, no, I completely agree.